You wake up, reach for water, and your mouth feels unusually dry. Once? Probably nothing. But every morning? That's worth understanding. You might assume you're simply dehydrated, and sometimes you are. But if this keeps happening even when you're drinking enough water, the explanation may have less to do with what you drink during the day, and more to do with what happens while you're asleep. Your mouth normally produces saliva throughout the day, and saliva does much more than keep your mouth wet. It helps you chew and swallow, protects your teeth, and helps control bacteria. Saliva production naturally decreases during sleep, but certain things can make that nighttime dryness much worse, and the first one can happen for hours without you knowing it. If your dry mouth is mostly a morning problem, one of the first things to consider is how you're breathing at night. When you breathe through your nose, incoming air is warmed and humidified. But if your nose is blocked and you spend hours breathing through your mouth, that constant airflow can leave your mouth and throat noticeably dry by morning. Allergies, a cold, or other causes of nasal congestion can make mouth breathing more likely. And because you're asleep, you may have absolutely no idea you're doing it. One clue is waking with both a dry mouth and an uncomfortable dry throat. But there's another nighttime clue we need to talk about, especially if someone has complained about your sleeping before. Do people tell you that you snore? Snoring and mouth breathing can occur together, which may help explain that dry feeling when you wake up. But here's where context matters. If persistent morning dry mouth happens alongside loud snoring, gasping during sleep, morning headaches, or significant daytime sleepiness, those additional clues deserve attention. They can occur with obstructive sleep apnea, a condition in which breathing repeatedly becomes interrupted during sleep. Now, don't jump to conclusions. Dry mouth by itself does not mean you have sleep apnea. There are many possible causes, but when several of those symptoms occur together, it's worth discussing them with a healthcare professional instead of assuming you just need another glass of water. And if none of that sounds like you, the next explanation might be hiding somewhere completely different. Your medicine cabinet. Dry mouth is a known side effect of many medications. Certain antihistamines, decongestants, antidepressants, and some medications used for conditions such as high blood pressure or pain can contribute to reduced saliva or a sensation of dry mouth. And remember, saliva production is already lower while you're sleeping, so the effect can become particularly noticeable when you wake up. Here's an important rule, though. Never stop or change a prescribed medication simply because your mouth feels dry. If the problem appeared after starting or changing a medication, talk with your doctor or pharmacist. They can help determine whether there's a connection and what options are appropriate. But there's another clue sitting much closer than your medicine cabinet. Think about what you had to drink last night. Alcohol can contribute to dehydration and may worsen dry mouth in some people. Caffeinated drinks can also make an already dry mouth feel worse for some people. And sometimes the simplest explanation really is the correct one. You haven't had enough fluid. Hot weather, exercise, illness, or simply forgetting to drink regularly can leave you thirsty and dry by morning. But here's the distinction I want you to remember. If you're drinking enough throughout the day and still waking up with a dry mouth almost every morning, don't assume more water automatically solves the mystery. Because persistent thirst and dryness can occasionally give us another clue. Persistent thirst and dry mouth can sometimes occur when blood glucose is elevated. When blood sugar becomes high, the body may produce more urine, increasing fluid loss and thirst. But this is where health information online often goes wrong. Dry mouth alone cannot tell you that you have diabetes. One symptom is not a diagnosis. What matters is the pattern. If persistent thirst or dry mouth occurs alongside symptoms such as frequent urination, unusual fatigue, or unexplained changes in weight, it's reasonable to discuss those symptoms with a healthcare professional and ask whether testing is appropriate. That's the purpose of paying attention to your body's signals, not to diagnose yourself, to recognize when a pattern deserves attention. If explanations like this help you understand your body without the fear and misinformation, subscribe to Healthy by Choice. We break down everyday health signals using evidence. And there's one reason persistent dry mouth itself shouldn't be ignored. Most people think saliva is basically water. It isn't. Saliva is part of your mouth's natural defense system. It helps wash away food particles, neutralize acids, support swallowing, and protect your teeth. When your mouth remains unusually dry for long periods, problems such as tooth decay and oral infections can become more likely. So if the dryness isn't limited to waking up, and your mouth regularly feels dry throughout the day, that's another reason to speak with a dentist or healthcare professional. The goal isn't to become worried every time you wake up thirsty. It's to understand why the pattern keeps repeating. So what should you actually do tonight? Start simple. Make sure you're getting enough fluids throughout the day rather than trying to catch up immediately before bed. Notice whether your nose feels blocked at night or when you wake. If someone tells you that you snore loudly, particularly if they notice gasping or pauses in your breathing, or you're unusually sleepy during the day, bring that combination to a healthcare professional's attention. Think about whether your dry mouth began after starting or changing a medication, but don't alter prescribed medication on your own. And if the dryness is persistent, severe, continues throughout the day, or comes with other symptoms that concern you, speak with an appropriate healthcare professional or dentist. Sometimes the explanation is simple, but the pattern is what gives you useful information. Tomorrow morning, before automatically reaching for that glass of water, notice a few things. Is your nose blocked? Is your throat dry too? Were you told you snored? And does the dryness disappear after you get up, or continue throughout the day? Those details can tell you much more than the dry mouth itself. Your body gives you signals every day. The goal isn't to panic about them. It's learning which ones are ordinary and which ones deserve attention. Subscribe to Healthy by Choice for more evidence-informed ways to understand what your body may be telling you. And if you wake up tired even after a full night's sleep, watch the next video, because sleep duration isn't always the same thing as good sleep. Live smarter. Live healthier.